And just as the longhorn is probably the animal for the state, I would say, or the culture of the state, I would say the armadillo is probably the animal for the counterculture of the state. And this, of course, was incarnated into Armadillo World Headquarters, which was, I consider to be the cornerstone for the entire Austin music edifice. It really kicked things off. Now, there's a lot of other venues that deserve to be mentioned: Soap Creek, Castle Creek, the Opry Houses, Texas, Austin, and of course, individuals like Willie Nelson and Stevie Ray Vaughan. But what really started it off was the Armadillo, and which is why you hear so much about it today when people do talk about Austin music. And all these artists that I mentioned produced music art for the Armadillo. And I did not work for the Armadillo World Headquarters directly. Most of these guys did, and they were part of the Armadillo. I just freelanced and got commissions from the Armadillo, but most of these guys worked for the Armadillo, which meant they wore more than the artist's beret. They wore the bouncer's hat, they wore the bartender's hat, they wore the construction crew's hat. They just did whatever needed to be done. And unfortunately, in 1976, while Ken Featherston was serving as a bouncer, somebody got ejected from the club and by another bouncer. This was prior to the 21st century, when everybody had a gun handy. He had to actually drive across town to get a gun and come back, and nurturing his anger and hatred that whole time. But he came back and he shot at one of the bouncers, but he was a pretty poor shot, and he hit Ken and killed him. And that was a real tragedy, because at that time, Ken Featherston was probably the best of all of us. And I certainly considered him the best, and he taught me so much.